So, currently, this is already a recorded session. Sorry, I'm late. Natuog ko kadit kay labad ako ulo. So, kuan man, unsa man yung nakatunan sa inyong Lean Six Sigma White Belt? Hello. Pa may nakatunan? No.
Kaya raman mo gitodlo sa
Nakaton mo wala. So kuan din ang utana man to si sa Pantag. So basically kuan daw nani siya. If naa may certification exam unta adto, certified white belt unta mo marginana siya ba. So in my part katong nag yellow belt ko na ako'y 100 item exam equivalent to 4 hours nga exam. So wala akong may exam na may certificate for the session pero wala akong may exam so dili mo certified marginana siya. But at least nakaagi na mo naara may certificate of attendance or participation sa seminar sa White Lead Six Sigma mga white belt. Anybody? Question? Exam mugma sa kuan ha? 103. Sa module 2A o module 3 dayon ang module 4 o module 5 usa ra na siya ka exam which is humana kog buhat pre-mid na lang akong i-prepare og finals. For this class akong kulang is finals exam na lang. Any question? Nakapasa tanan kay mag-check na ko. Hello. How's your Holy Week?
Dakpan.
Ha?
Dakpan.
Saan dakpan ka?
Dakpan curfew.
Ikaw?
Oh.
Ano man?
Curfew.
Nag-inom na sad ka?
Oh.
Mao ginahinungdan. Ano buong gyud ko ganung ang beer ilang iba ni wag ni isa ang beer ang tao may lakaw. Di ang beer. So, kuan. I'll discuss. So, where are we now in our class? So, karong panahon na naanak ta sa module 3 sa tong klase no. So, say makita rin niyo sa inyong klase.
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint sa
I engage.
So as all of you may know kay part-time instructor gyapon ko sa review center sa CIE no. So basically we are a team of Carolinians nga previous top notchers sa previous sa CIE exams. And so ko lang initial discussion lang. Kinsa ninyo ang ganan mag CIE o dili? Open ko lang. Kinsay ganahan mag CIE, kinsay di.
Di ko ganahan, sir.
Why? Silingad to?
May kapoy.
Why?
Kapoy, sir.
Kapoy. Unsa magirason nimo nganong kapoy man? Nganong nag-IE man ka nga at the end of the day? Mingon kag kapoy take og CIE. No, kinsa may ganahan? Kasi ang uban di na po ni ganahan kay kapoy na sad.
Kapoy, sir, if online.
Chua kapoy. Sige.
If online, sir. If online.
If online. Sige. Okay, sige.
Basta na po rami para tapos.
Ako, sir.
Kinsa may
ko, sir.
ganahan? Si Igot. Igot to na, Igot. Oh, ganahan.
Sir. Kung
Kapoy
So-
daw sir kay ikaw gihapon.
Oh, sige lang. Hana. Kalag. Kinsa pa? Kinsa ganahan og di?
Zap ganahan.
Si Zach, ganahan. So, kuhan lang. Inani lang siya ha. Way back, ni-graduate ko 2011. Actually, ganahan ko mo take og CIE, no? Yeah. Kung may budget. Kay, during the time na ni-graduate ko, the CIE exam is held in UP or in Manila. UP Diliman, De La Salle, Mapua. So, napa ang venue sa Manila. That was the time I graduated 2011. So, I took the exam 2013. 2 years after I graduated. Pero, from the time na ni-graduate ko 2011, nag-self-review ko for 2 years. So, 2 years ko ga-self-review. Imagine ha, self-review. Ako rak. Why online?
believe ba?
Oh, kansa kay it was my goal nga mo take og CIE exam during my time. Pero wala man ko ka take og 2011 kay bago pa ko nakatrabaho and then wala pa ko leave ba. So I took the time to study on my own for the rest of the 2 years. And then pag 2013, pag 2011, ni-take to ang kadungan ako og kanang quizball, bitaw kauban ako quizball si Gina Cabalida and Nona Supat. So fortunately katunga time si Gina ang top 1, si Nona ang top 2 sa CIE exam 2011. Hello? Anybody hear me? So kami to
Yes, sir.
kami ang team sa
Yes.
quizballers kami ang team of quizballers from San Carlos nga nakaadtog Manila, and then right after that one na-top sa to silang duha, biliban na kalagay nila. So ato mo gud nga time pag take na mo pag quizball pa lang mura gid mi og kanang gusto gid na mo matap ang kuan ba CIE for the very reason nga no, number 1, pag apil mo sa quizball sa Manila, habugiro kayo ang ubang schools nga mga national schools pa kanang UP Diliman, De La Salle nga habugiro kay sila. Kay ko kuan pero adto mangod pag quizball magud namo is tulo ra mi ka schools from Visayas. So base lang sad kay di kana naa sila kanang court advantage, so ana sila. At that point in time sa quizball, we placed third runner up. So, anong ganahan man kay ko mo take og exam? So, number 1 is
Daog to, sir.
naawga to is UP Diliman, and then second place was De La Salle University. Third place is South Luzon State University, and then San Carlos. Then supposedly second place mi nakalimot mi ground up sa last question babalik. Last question on the final, last question on the difficult round, nakuha na mga answer. But, not following instruction kaya nakalimot may round up. So, instead of kami ang second place, ni-place si UP Diliman, o niya nilayat mi sa fourth, kay 10 points naman ang biya ni South Luzon, gikan sa MUA, which is nakaapa sila. And then 30 points man na ang kanang difficult round sa quizball sa una sa Manila. Okay? So ano siya, nagsugod na siya basically katong pag quizball nga kanang dito may nakaingon ba nga San Carlos is at the same level of national schools when it comes to quizball. Kung anong maingon man mo nga maingon man sila nga higher sila compared to Visayas schools within pag quizball na mo kaya man namo sila murag atbangan. Diba? So ina na siya nga point, and then at that point in time also nakakuhan mi nga ganahan mi mo take og CIE for the reason nga una we want to uplift the kanang ang amuang Kadit sa ha. Wait lang. Balik ko. Oh, sorry. May emergency. So, asa na ganita? Hello?
Hambugiro, sir.
Oh, bugiro kayo ang ubang schools, bang anong feel nila sila rin ka well. So, pag-take na mo baseball, dito may kaingon nga we are at the same level of the national school. So, inana ka rin na San Carlos. And then, pag adto sa namo sa una, is kuha na siya. Ubang schools, taas na sila paglantaw sa San Carlos kay since the first CIE exam, top man ang San Carlos. No? So, going back to our top. So, the development of the engineering profession has different levels. So, there are certification levels for industrial engineer. So, kung sa'yo may tabo rin mo ini-graduate mo class. Number 1 is you gain the IE attribute. So, graduate mo industrial engineer ka. So, basically, you are an engineer because you are able to gain the attributes required to be an IE. Number 2, you become learned of what is your attributes. And then number 3 is you are able to demonstrate ang imuhang nakatunan. Diba, nakamu time study and the rest of the attributes, pwede na nimo siya ma-demonstrate or you can able to ma-present nimo that nakatunan. So, the development of the industrial engineering profession is number 1, it starts off with graduating as an industrial engineer. Okay? So, after your graduation as an industrial engineer, basically you can have another path as a master's MSIE or pwede ka mag-PhD. But at some point in time, kung graduate na kag BSIE, though it is not merely a requirement, there is already a certification exam for industrial engineers. That is, ano na CIE? Based on sa amuang sabot ha is una, it is for the profession as an IE to grow bigger. Number 2, it is to promote na we are of the same levels of the other disciplines. So after you take the CIE exam, you can apply for the professional industrial engineer. So it is a requirement unless you have the grandfather's rule. There is a grandfather's rule for the PIE wherein dili nakakinanglan mag-CIE as long as you're able to graduate or able to perform your IE attributes on 7 years or more. So after you are a professional industrial engineer, you can actually apply for an ASEAN engineer. So for the CIE, once you pass for the CIE, it is a prerequisite of the ASEAN AAE, ASEAN Associate ASEAN Engineer. But if when you grow into an individual in your own career as an IE, you can already apply for an ASEAN engineer. There is a growing number of ASEAN engineers in the whole ASEAN flow o yun, nations. So, but gamay ra kaayo ang IE nga nag-apply og ASEAN engineer, and also gamay ra kayo ang ASEAN engineer nga Pinoy. But when you look into the other member of the ASEAN nations, daghan kay sila ASEAN engineer. And that's for the very reason they want to uplift the profession and they want to be an engineer or an ASEAN engineer. So, ang imong graduate kag IE, learn 5 years or more. So, ngano mag-CIE? So, a CIE exam, it validate your attributes and designation for associate practice. Kana siyang mura kag nag-ingon nga nakapasar ka na, so that would mean that you know how or your attributes are validated. So, kibaw jud ka. Number 3 is you are able to demonstrate your competence or specialization for 7 years, and that is a designation for a professional practice. And then when you are an ASEAN engineer, you are already an expert. Ano siya. So, what is the CIE? Diba, bingam sila nga dili ni siya certified sa PRC, dili siya mandatory. But, ngano na ay CIE, sir? So, kuan lang, brief background. IE certification is a voluntary process which validates an individual's qualifications in the field of industrial engineering professional practice. So, ang atong certifying body for the CIE is not the PRC, but the IECB. So, ang certifying body na to is not the PRC, but the Industrial Engineering Certification Board. Okay? So, designation, the CIE is the designation for associate practice. So, the CIE applies a general breadth of knowledge to analysis and evaluation. You should exhibit the minimum standards of competency for industrial engineering practice. The scope of practice for the CIE is limited to the use of commonly accepted tools and techniques for the analysis and enhancement of performance in pre-existing exams. Okay? So, ito yung pasabot na. Buot pasabot, if nakapasar kag CIE, ibaw ka, you are competent enough, nakibaw ka mo compute og OR, research, POM, and etc. So what are qualifications of being or in taking the CIE? Number 1 is you should be an active PIIE member. Active ba tanan? Lo. Kaptig mo sa JPIIE. Ito. Matug naman siguro ni. Hello.
USC, sir, is an active member. So, all of its students are active.
So, sa JPIIE, sa Junior Professional Industrial Engineering. Di ba? So, when you take the CIE, ang application, you should apply for a PIE member. Number 2 is you should be a Filipino citizen and a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering from any CHED recognized school or university with an accredited BSIE program or an internationally accredited program, and kung kanahan kag CIE, a passing score is required in a written examination on IE core knowledge. Okay? So, sayon na kayo sir, sayon na kayo mong klase gani sir, kay ngon galing may nga chicken ra kay sir. Nagko kay kung score sa imong exam sir. Ana. So, when you take the CIE, there are exam coverage. So, ano yung coverage? So, the CIE exam is divided into 4 modules. Okay? Module 1 is mathematics, wherein you have your college algebra, advanced algebra, plane and spherical trigonometry, analytic geometry, solid mensuration, differential calculus, integral calculus, differential equations, probability, and statistics. And then, for non-professional courses, we have natural science, and basic engineering is engineering drawing, CAD, fundamentals. So, tanan, nakaagi mo anak tanan o wala. Allied courses, economics, financial accounting, thermodynamics, managerial accounting, and elementary and electrical kuan, etc. etc. Nakaagi tanan na wala.
Agi.
Okay. So, after the morning, module 1, only parts sa module 1 and module 2 siguro. After you have module 3 and module 4. So, areas to be examined is work standards. Kaila tanan daily.
Kaila.
Statistical process and control systems.
Kaila.
Production planning.
La.
Manufacturing and service facilities. Operations research.
Kaila.
Information systems.
Kaila.
So these are the BISIE new curriculum draft. So, mo na imuhang mga IE or competencies. O na siya. So all of those are the coverage of the exam. So as you can see, during my time, ang number of items, so actually ang CIA is 1 day man na siya, no? That is 8 hours or 1 day straight. Module 1 and Module 2 is in the AM session. And Module 3 and 4 is the PM session. So sa Module 1, mao pa ni imo masugatan sa Module 1 and 2. Kani pa siya. Sa Module 3 and Module 4, major na natanan, puro na gid na siya ay kaingon nakakasayon ba ning Module 3 and 4 sa way. Excellent. Ay challenge ani sir. So kan lang pag take na kog CIE, ang total number of items pag take na ko is 170 items. So kuan siya, draining ang buntag kay naadra tanang minor. Kapoy kayo ang buntag, dagan kay kunaw naon kay naadra tanan minor. Gitun-an ko na tanan. And then pag hapon na is IE na gid siya, which is mao na inyong case studies, inyong nagian nga company studies. So na dira magamit na nimo tanan. But if you learn by heart your IE core courses or competencies, sayon ra ang Module 3 and Module 4. So the total number of items during my class is 170 items. And then ang uban is mga 190, pero when you take the review, we are preparing always 200 item test. Kay 100 items sa morning, 100 items sa hapon ang among training. So
Pila mo score,
pag
sir?
mabalik ka to diha. Pagka take na ko pag 2013, actually I took the time na nag-review ko, no? Na-enroll ko sa review center. I was a student at that time and teacher na ko akong classmate na si Gina. Sir, nag-self-review man ka sir, nganong nag-enroll pa man ka sa review center? Number 1, the very reason nganong nag-enroll ko sa review center is there might be some topics na wala na ko ma-cover sige basag libro makuha na ko sa review center. Which is, nagamit din ako. Naagid siya. Nagig ko'y nakatunan. What formula to use, tungod sa kadaghan kay formula nga lahi og sabot sa libro ba. So lahi, sa formula to use, if inani ang problem, inani inana. Mao na siya akong paano. And then, so these are the University of San Carlos performance since the start of the CIA exam. Okay. The first exam, kailan man kinsa ni first?
RJ.
That is RJ Radomes. Okay? Ang second, mo kaila. This is ITD, Iris Tejero Dakay. Ang 5th place.
As ma'am,
Kani,
Jenny is 6.
si Juni is, Juni ni.
9.
So, mao ni si Gina, mao ni si Nona, mao ni ang classmate rapod namo. Okay? This is ang among mga kauban sa review. So, ako ni. I 5th place during the 2013 CIA exam.
Giro sir eh.
Kuan yun, akong goal is matap yun. So, pagit ka lang,
Pero sir, mas dako ang kag-grad daw ni Ma'am Gina sir sa.
in terms of percentage, mas dako. So, ano yung list? This is the list.
Giro ako gina niya.
So, this is the list now of CIE Cebu top notchers. Armando Radomes.
Average.
Passing rate is 75% ang passing rate.
Average taker, sir.
Average number of takers is mga more than 2,000 naman last.
Gonoy.
So, ang first year exam mo ni si Sir RJ. No, Gina Cabalida, If, Maria, kani. Mao ni ang top. Ha?
Basta top ka ba?
Ah.
Starting?
Ato i-discuss na yan after ano. So, 5th placer ko pag take na ko. And then at that point in time, pag guman na kong take yung exam, first job na ko sa San Miguel is kuan man ko ng entry position. So, right after I took the exam, nakapasar ko, is na-transfer ko to planning and then sige na kong transfer ba? Hindi ko grow. So, na siya, I used it as a stepping stone in the organizational ladder para musaka ba? Di ba? And then, nagko mag-increase every time you have a benefit or mutas yung position. So, I used it at my own advantage also, and also, that is for my personal career growth. Ay gusto man ko nga naasad ko ikupan pa. Di ba? Tara din si Junilyn Lim, 8th placer. So, one, will you take the CA exam? Kuha lang. This is for improving our profession by the future. So, ako, dili ko mamugos ninyo nga mo take or dili, no? Pero, kuha lang, it is for the good of our profession. Mana? Kay personal preference man gid ang pag-take sa exam kay kapoy ko no. But if you look into your future, you should always have your personal growth and you should have also your career growth. So, if you want to grow as an individual right after your graduation, dapat magtanaw og career path. And then it might be nga one kanang usa nga magamit nimo for your career path is taking the CA exam. Might be. Di ko mamugos ninyo.
Wala lagi si Mena, sir.
CA yun si Seremina pero wa man matap. Top notcher
Wala
sa
na
mga
year.
Ha?
Sa year.
Kung padung na ba kahuman kay siya, sabit yun, sakit ang tihi. Sakit ang tiyan.
Sige, sige. Okay?
Emergency na sa sir.